What up, YouTube? I'm back. So I didn't do a review for last week's episode because I just couldn't because of school and then a party at my friend's house. So I'm back for this week's episode of Dr. Stone. It was a great episode, man. Last week's episode was also great. There was a lot of things that happened. There was a new character that was introduced in Agiri, who was a spy for Tsukasa, and then Senku, Chrome, and all of these guys created an electricity generator, which is really cool, you know. And at the end of that episode, we saw that Senku is going to create the light bulb, you know, the light bulb that Thomas Edison created a long time ago. So it was a great episode overall, man. But yeah, I really like the way that they created the generator, even what they did before creating the magnet, because they needed a magnet for the electricity generator, and what they did is use, you know, literal lightning to create that magnet, you know, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, in this week's episode, there's actually a lot that happened. We saw a flashback of when Agiri woke up for the first time. Obviously, the one that woke him up was Tsukasa, and he used Agiri as a spy. We all know that, but it was kind of a crazy flashback because we know that the story right now is about the Tsukasa Empire and the Kingdom of Science, which Senku is creating right now, you know. So these two are going up against each other, and you know, Taiju and Yuzu are there, you know, to kind of spy on Tsukasa, you know. So it's a great story so far. I really like the way that Dr. Stone has been since the Village arc. It's been really good. One of my favorite anime, probably after Kimetsu no Yaiba this season, so I hope it continues. But yeah, in the flashback we saw all these other guys that Tsukasa woke up. They look dangerous, man. They look really dangerous. They look like criminals and all of that. There was maybe one woman, but all the other guys looks pretty scary, you know. So I'm wondering how this will go. Tsukasa right now has a lot of people on his side compared to Senku. You know, right now Senku has Ginru, Kinru, Kohaku, Chrome, and Agiri in a way, you know. That's the people that he has on his side. The other people of the village, the only reason that he had them on his side last week's episode was because he made ramen for them, so the price was working for him after that, you know. So right now he hasn't really bought the heart of the village people. So I guess right now the advantage is to Tsukasa, even though he's not as technologically advanced as Senku. My bad about that. I had a hard time saying that word. But yeah, like I said, there was a lot that happened in this week's episode. Agiri was attacked by someone that we're gonna talk about later in the review, but I really thought that he died because he was pierced by a spear, which really looked real that he died, you know. But yeah, man, I really thought that he died. They did a great job of making us think that Agiri died, because first of all, he's a new character that was introduced in last week's episode, so the importance of the character wasn't really set yet. But you know, after this week's episode, I think he's going to be a really important character. And the way that he survived basically was with fake blood that protected him. Obviously he's a magician, so he has some tricks up his sleeve, but because he was beat up by that guy, he was still really injured, you know. So he couldn't really do anything else for the rest of the episode except at the end. But look at this shot right there. I really thought that he died, you know. So they did a great job of making us think that he did. We learned pretty quickly who tried to kill him, and his name is Magma. We saw him in last week's episode. He wanted to kill, I think, the sorcerer, and the sorcerer is Senku. But because he didn't know how the sorcerer looked, and because he saw Agiri do a magic trick on him in last week's episode, he thought that he was the sorcerer, you know. And the reason why he wanted to kill the sorcerer is because he thinks that Senku is the reason why Kohaku is this strong, because there's a bout every year, and the person that basically wins the bout is marrying Kohaku's sister Ruri. So obviously he wants to marry her because he wants a more powerful position in the village, and because Kohaku is in the bout and she's winning against him, Kohaku is an obstacle to him, so he thinks that because he killed the sorcerer, Kohaku is not going to be as strong. And obviously he tried to kill the wrong person. The smart guy is Senku, and obviously Kohaku is not strong because of Senku. She's just strong because she trained a lot, so I thought that was a pretty good story. And obviously he's one of the strongest in the village, I guess. And now that Kohaku has been basically banished, or from the village, she can't really participate in the bout, so she asked Ginru and Kinru to participate in the bout and marrying her sister, so that was kind of a funny moment, because the way that, I think his name is Kinru, the blonde one, I don't remember exactly, but the way that he was talking about Kohaku's sister was crazy, man. He was saying some crazy things. He was right, but he was saying that in front of Kohaku, which was really funny. But I think that Ginru, if I said the name right, is going to be the one that participate in the bout, and he's probably gonna win, in my opinion. So we'll see what's gonna happen with all of that. But yeah, man, it was a pretty good episode. I liked last week's episode a little bit more, but I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next, man. The Tsukasa Empire versus the Kingdom of Science. That's really good, man. I really like how they're doing their things. But let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. The village arc has been really good so far, even though it's been only like 4 episodes. I really like the Dr.STONE anime. It's been really good. I can't wait for what's coming next. I do Dr.STONE reviews every Friday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesdays, like I said, Dr.STONE and Fire Force reviews on Fridays, and then Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, and One Piece reviews on Saturdays. So stay tuned for all of that. There's new animes coming to my channel this October. Boku no Hero Academia season 4 is coming this October. I think it's October 12th. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to review the entire season. I think it's a 25 or 26 episode season, so it's going to be amazing. And then there's Sword Art Online Alicization War of the Underworld. This is the second part of the Alicization arc. I'm going to review this anime too for the rest of the series, so stay tuned. I think I reviewed every episode of Alicization except one, so stay tuned for that, man. It's gonna be an amazing season. But yeah, let me know if there's other animes that you want me to review, to cover. It's been a blast to talk with you guys about anime and everything like that. So yeah, man, I guess I've said everything that I wanted to say. Follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram, especially on Twitter because I tweet a lot more. And like, comment, subscribe. It would help my channel a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, man. Anime Specialist out.